Hello, this Hangout on Air is live. Welcome to this late morning taste challenge, 10:35 Central Daylight Time. What is it? The 18th of April, 2019. I was going to do rum, but I decided to switch things around. I think it'll work out better. I'm going to do them all anyway. That's the plan, at least. I have from 1858, well, the brand at least, Canadian Club, aged 6 years. Now, if you look at the website today, it says aged 5 years. That's been the case for about since 2016. So they did reduce the age. Now, 100 years ago, I don't know what this was. It's 40 proof now. It used to be 86 proof. So these things, like my friend David says, they've been watered down. They're watering them down. He's probably right. We know Jack Daniels has been watered down. It used to be 90 proof, then it dropped to 86, now to 80, and so on. There's so many examples. We're not even going to waste time doing it. Then we have from maybe, probably, perhaps, more than likely, 1972 Gibson's Finest Select, Finest Rare, 80 proof, aged 12 years. So we have one that's twice the age. I know Gibson's, the company, was started further ago in history, longer ago in history than Canadian Club. Canadian Club was formed in 1858, started in 1858. Gibson's 1837. Okay, 21 years before. Gibson's became a Canadian company. Now it's owned by the Scottish family, William Grant and Sons. Haven't been too impressed with it. Unfortunately, I paid $9.99 for this huge glass bottle, 1.75 liter bottle. Canadian Club, I paid $4.99, I think, for this, or was it $5.99? Yeah, something like that. $5.99 for this 375 plastic brown bottle. This is now owned by Beam Suntory, the Japanese / Kentucky whiskey company, spirits company. I don't think there's going to be much competition here. I think Canadian Club's going to whip it. I think that's the end of this. That's it. I don't have enough for another taste challenge. No use even trying it. So goodbye, 6-year age Canadian Club. I must say you've done a great job. You perform above your price point. Now, after I close out Gibson's in a few days, then I think I'll bring in I'll round out the Bacardi Reserva Ocho. Then I'll do more Canadian whiskey. Then I'll do the Bacardi Gold versus the other ones, and then the Castillo Gold versus the other ones, and the Skull Gold versus the other ones, and then that'll be it for now. And then we'll go into the white rum. All right, so there's Canadian Club. Is it colored? Maybe. Golden, maybe almost an amber. This is the 6-year age. Like I say, go to the store now, and it's going to be no age statement. It's just going to say Canadian Club Original, or it might say Canadian Club 1858. The only way you're going to find the age statement is to get on their website and start researching where they have a section called Our Process. Then it'll say it's put in the barrel for 5 years. Whereas Gibson's tell you right on the label it's 12. I mean, I just found, I have been finding that the Gibson's kind of harsh. The rye note is harsh and ragged. The wood note is even harsher. It doesn't finish too smooth. Now, you might like those kind of harsh things. Some people even say, well, in the whiskey reviewing world, harsh, smoothness is not an attribute and all that. Look, okay, I can only drink these for myself. I'm telling you what I think. You can do your own reviews. You can do your own taste challenges. I'm not saying that to be smart aleck. I'm saying that's the best way to do it. I'm telling you, here's what I find when I do it, and you might find something different, right? And I've already said, people that will call me out say, you're wrong here, you're wrong there. Let me tell you what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. And they go on and on. I told them, you can come on the channel and have 30 minutes, free reign, 30 minutes, say whatever you want. within reason. In other words, no cursing and bad language. But you can say what you want. I don't care. Now, of course, I'm going to have a rebuttal, or maybe I'll agree with you. But that's a bargain. How many video channels will offer you free airtime? Alex the Bear Master said, what's up, Ron? Just doing this Canadian Whiskey Taste Challenge. How many will offer you free reign to criticize the channel or to praise it? I mean, I don't know why somebody would want to do that. To come on and say, let me tell you how wonderful it is for 30 minutes. So there are people that don't like the channel. This channel they hate, or they hate me, whatever. I don't think we should hate each other. We should love. Everyone should love. We should love each other. It's Holy Thursday. Jesus says, love one another, right? That's my approach. That's God's approach. But it doesn't mean it's going to be other people's approach. You can bring them to the light, but they might want to live in darkness. But, and that's a sad thing. Very bad. Very bad. We want to choose good over bad, right? This channel, you notice positive energy projection. But some people don't like the light. They like the dark. Darkness hates the light, right? So, but anyway, so like, I'll give an example. People, okay, so there's channels I don't like. I just don't watch them, you know, but I'm not an obsessive, compulsive type person. So I won't keep watching the channel and then telling them, I don't like your channel. I don't like you. You're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. Let me tell you 25 things you're doing wrong. This one. And you said that. I just don't watch it. So I've had some people in the past tell me 55 times, I don't like you. You do these things wrong. 55 times they tell me, I don't like you. Well, if you tell me 55 times you don't like me, you don't really need to tell me 56 times. So after a point, then it's like, okay, well, you could just go away now because you kind of made your point. You could have made it, you kind of made it the first 3 or 4 times. So I'll let you have 52 more times. But might need some psychiatric counseling or treatment, whatever. You know, you don't really need to tell somebody 58 times. And then you're making a point to go look for the person so you can tell them you don't like them 58 times. It's, but you see, social media invites sort of like the psychiatric challenge. You know what I'm saying? The deranged. I didn't even mix them up. Ha 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 ha. If this is a challenge, this is no challenge. Alex says, oh, John and Neely says, I got my money on Canadian Club. Great stuff. Oh, yeah, the money is on Canadian Club, babies, guys and dolls. Alex says, hey, Ron, what are you doing for Easter? Well, I'm going to church at 7:30, I think. But I could go at 9:30, could go at 11:30 Sunday morning. I'm definitely going to go to Mass. But I usually like early morning. 7:30, I wish it was 6:30, honestly. But nope, they don't usually do that. They have some churches in New Orleans that start at 6. I like that. But then I don't know. I do not know. I don't think, I don't know. That's a question I can't answer. I might do Stout Sunday for John and Neely. I do have one stout left. Johnny Miller's like, oh, Lord, not Guinness again. I bought a 6-pack. But other people might want to bring interesting things into play. Look, I'm going to tell you before this happens what's going to happen, all right? I'm going to tell you. They're both gold, so I don't have to worry about the color. Look, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to smell one. And if it smells woody and kind of harsh rye, and it just all around smells kind of rough, I'm going to say that's Gibson's. And if I smell another one and it smells like candy corn and honeycomb and honey and beeswax and some kind of flavoring and sweetness and candy, that's the Canadian Club. Now that's as easy as it gets, okay? You think all these Canadian whiskeys taste and smell the same? Wrong. They don't. And I've had people tell me, I hate Canadian whiskey. And I was like, how many have you tried? Well, then they'll admit, well, I tried, I don't know, Golden Wedding once, which I've never had. And I was like, well, what about the other ones? Well, I had Black Velvet at my uncle's house once. Okay, but what about all the other Canadian whiskey? Well, I never tried any others. Well, how do you say you hate Canadian whiskey? You tried 2. I've tried a whole bunch, a lot. Do I hate some of them? I don't hate any of the ones I tried. I dislike some of them. They're not that good. But to say I hate the style, I don't. I mean, but if you want to hate the style, it's fine. But at least say you had some. Ha ha ha. Well, it's yours if you want it. I can't do it, but I might be able to watch if you do it. Message me if you decide to do it, and I'll make an announcement on my channel. Yeah, it'd probably be a last minute thing, honestly. BT4K says took half a day at work, finally getting to enjoy an early video. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm off for work today. But don't worry, I've had to work holidays many times. This is Canadian Club. Why? Because it's all the things I just described, the honey note and all that. And this is Gibson's, the wood, the sort of harsh rye. I thought about cutting my grass. I almost did it, but I said, no. I'm going to wait until Saturday. I cut behind the fences, and then I see one of my fence posts is broken. Is the wood rotted? I don't know. I think it's just cracked. It might be. Because 25 years ago, I put that post in the ground and put the concrete around it. 25 years ago. It's treated wood. I know it's not termites, but it's the ground shifts, and then this concrete will snap. And then it snaps the wood. That's true. So I'm going to hire somebody to come in, and they detach it, then they pull the old post out, and they put a new one in, and they put the concrete. They did a good job in the last two, but they charge about $110, maybe more. Maybe I should do it myself. I could save a lot of money, but boy, it's backbreaking work. I saw that this morning. I said, damn. Another post is set as, and when I pulled it forward, I could hear it snap. I said, yeah, it's bad. I'm telling you what it is. I'm excited to do some beer and liquor shopping down in Florida. I bet you are, John. Maybe I'll find some more interesting Walmart cheap liquor brands. Yeah, maybe like Caliber. And if you have $100, you could buy the whole Caliber line. Well, a lot of it. Maybe some Mickey's Ice. Wouldn't get my hopes up, though. No, I wouldn't get my hopes up on Mickey's Ice. You might meet President Trump and have a sit-down McDonald's dinner with him before you get Mickey's Ice. Okay, so I'm going to call it Canadian Club, CC, and Gibson's G. So got it on aroma only, 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 got it on aroma only. Oh, sorry, the video got stuck. Internet connection problems. All right. Just for the heck of it, what about the taste? Sweet, candy corn, sugar, honeycomb. Hey, look, I don't know how to get this flavor with just adding rum, brandy, or bourbon, or some kind of wine to it, to tell you the truth. I think that's all that's allowed. Now, I mean, if you read the Canadian regulations, or at least the old regulations, the updated regulations don't say anything. They'll just say flavorings, natural flavorings. What? But I was reading the old regulation when they were more specific. Because to me, it tastes like they add confectioner's sugar, confectionery sugar, some kind of candy sugar to it. I don't know, but I don't think they're allowed to. Johnny Noy says, I never doubted you, Ron. I didn't doubt myself either on this challenge because there was no kind of challenge. Now, Gibson's versus Black Velvet. Oh, yeah. I had a lot of doubts, and I failed the first time, and I got it right the second time. Why did I have a lot of doubts? Because they're both kind of harsh. They're both overly woody. They're both kind of strangely high rye, and I didn't like them. But I know they appeal to some people. All right, taste this. Oh, man. That's some wood stuff and rye. But, I got to say this now. You got to remember, Don't forget that I said you have to keep in mind and not lose your memory of what you got to remember. When you do one against another, it might be different than when you do one against another other one. So the Gibsons is not coming across so bad today. Whereas this morning, it was like versus because it was both of those would share a characteristic, that high wood, that harsh rye, and it was like the way they were clashing was like now here we have the sweetness, the sugariness, and then the wood, and it kind of plays off each other. They're kind of working. So Gibsons, if you do it in isolation, yeah, it's all right. Then you start putting it in play, it can really break down. And when you put it one against one that's similar to it, it can become very unfavorable. Max Volt says, "Hi, Ron. Good day today. Warm and clear outside the window." Same thing here, but we're about to have some terrible weather coming. But I'm hoping it'll pass over us. It looks like, I was looking at the radar, in the next 2 hours, looks like it could potentially pass us over, but it's all to be determined. B-Tape 4K says, still new to the Canadian whiskey. Boy, she's sneezing louder like a trumpet. Have only tried Crown Royal, Black Velvet, and Windsor. I've never had Windsor Canadian, but I got a bottle in the cabinet. Maybe I'll have to try the Gibsons next. That's a good idea. I don't know where you live, BT4K. Now, you might say, as a viewer, you might say, you letting BT4K talk? He uses an alias. He's not using his real name. Yeah, no, but he's pleasant. He's congenial. He's nice to get along with. He's not out. He's not on the internet calling me out, talking about, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and let me tell you about yourself. And I'm like, well, who the hell are you? Well, you don't need to know that. I hide behind an alias, and I have an important job, and I can't reveal my identity. It was like, well, why do I need to hear you? Good old Ohio. Yeah, I've been to Ohio quite a few times, and I went to Ohio Caverns. My daughter and I went to Ohio Caverns, and that was very interesting. Awkward Occurrences said the Book of St. John, the Gospel, a book, but the Gospel of St. John, 3:16. Laugh out loud. I don't know why you would laugh out loud at that. I'm not understanding your comment. All right, so is the Canadian Club better than the Gibsons? To me, it's way better. I know it's only aged half the time. The youngest whiskey in Canadian Club is 6 years, now 5. The youngest whiskey in Gibsons is 12 years, still 12 years. But I'm sorry, I'm going to call them as I see them. I have no horse in the race. I bought both of them with my own money. They were not sent to me. Sometimes beer companies send me beer, not too often. But they do, but I still tell them I'm not going to brag on it just because you sent it. Paul Honor said they were going to send me some canned beer, but I've yet to get it. No big deal because I've had them already. But still, it's like, I don't ask them to send me stuff, but it's like, if you say you're going to send it, like, I would like to get it. He says, I'm laughing out loud when you said people tell you what you need to do. Oh, yeah, right. Wow, true. Now, the weather looked in Louisiana is written that a tornado is possible fearfully. Yes, that's true. Tornadoes are very bad. I had one hit the house next door to me in 1992 and destroyed the house. It was demolished. True story. Made my shed come off the foundation. And it did some roof damage here, but it was very minimal. But boy, it was scary. And then I had one go behind my house 3 years ago. I heard it. I thought it was coming at me, but then I realized it was going perpendicular to the house, And I said, whoa. And then I heard it go across the airline. I almost said the interstate. Well, it actually is an interstate highway. It's the old interstate highways, the ones that had all the red lights, 61. And I said, well, it must have not been too bad. And then Sean Steinkamp is on Facebook talking about, what do you mean it's not bad? A bunch of houses were destroyed. It was actually like 36 houses destroyed. I said, wait a minute. I said, it didn't seem bad. Okay. From what I could hear. Now, if it was bad, okay. I'm sorry the people's houses were destroyed. I said, it didn't seem bad. He said, oh, I understand. I said, yeah. So, you know, before you jump my case on a Facebook post, maybe you should read the post carefully. Oh, I get it. He said that's his username. He wasn't laughing out loud at the book of John. Oh, I see. I see that's part of his username. I thought that was like he was making a comment. I was like, can you remind me what the price of Gibson's cost you, says John and Neely? Yeah, $9.99. Can you believe that? I can barely lift it. $9.99 for this bottle. This big old bottle. Well, John and Neely, I'm afraid if you find it for that size, it's going to be like about $29. And from my experience with it, I wouldn't buy it. Now, if you want to do the hangout with us on Monday, because the Whiskey Scout's got his bottle. I don't know how much you pay. He's got his $7.50 bottle. You can buy it and join us, but I'm not saying, oh, you should go out there and buy it. You're really missing something if you. But you might like it. You know, you might drink and say, I love the woodiness. I love that high rye note. It's not harsh at all. You're just you can't handle it. You're weak or something. You might come at me like that, and I'll be like, well, that's why we do the taste challenges. That's why we examine. That's why we taste things, to get a different perspective on it. I plan to pick up a bottle, says John and Neely. Well, I hope you can find it. Hey, Ron, it was nice talking to you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you later, says Alex to be our master. Thanks, Alex, over there in New Jersey. Well, y'all, later today, the plan, at least, because we could lose electricity, you never know. But the plan is to do, oh, there's dust. There were so many people cutting grass. I felt like I was going to sneeze, including me cutting the grass. I think I'm gonna do Schlitz versus Coors. Boy, wouldn't that be a good taste challenge? Schlitz beer, the modern 2011 recipe versus Coors. Oh man, that's gonna be a close one. Still think Schlitz will win, but I love both of those beers. And in fact, interestingly, I can get the Coors cheaper than the Schlitz. Now, you might say, you're cuckoo. You can't get, I'm telling you right now, I can get a 6-pack of Coors pint cans, not 12 ounce, 4 extra ounces, pint, 16 ounces for $4.53 plus tax. And then the Schlitz will cost me $4.81 plus tax. Yeah. So, you know, that's a good deal. Now, I was at Food for Less just this very morning, and I saw they had a whole new supply of Schlitz just came in. And you know what the best buy date was? July 19th. I said, oh, man, that is so fresh. Ooh, I said, boy, I bet it tastes good. And believe me, people, when you get a lighter beer like Schlitz or Coors or Miller High Life or Budweiser, fresh matters. I don't care what anybody says. You want to check those dates. Now, I know you can get a 9 or 10% Imperial Stout or something, 12%. Yeah, well, that's different. You get these 4.5 to 5.5 beers. Man, oh, man, you better get them fresh, because when they go stale, they taste disgusting. And that's my experience. But that Schlitz, that fresh Schlitz, I almost bought some. I said, nah. You got enough. Ron, and where exactly in Louisiana do you live? In what area, Maxwell said? Oh, in St. John the Baptist Parish, south of Lake Maurepas and southwest of Lake Pontchartrain, and north of, I'm north of the Mississippi River. But it's not really the north bank, it's the east bank. But you know, the river winds, and this part of Louisiana, it's going east to west, and then it drops. I'm on the east bank of the Mississippi River. Oh, less than a mile from the river, actually. When I'm laying in bed at night, at this time of the year when it's comfortable and you can have the windows open, I can hear the ships on the river. Boom, boom, blowing their horns. I can hear the machinery working on the river, like chains clanking. And they're lifting these big I've grown up hearing that, life on the Mississippi River. I could write a book called Life on the Mississippi River. Just a little child, I could hear the ships on the river. And I was 3 miles away when I was growing up. You could still hear them. Fresh is best, says Michael. You got that right, Michael H. Fresh is best. Well, I'm afraid to say Canadian Club destroys Gibson's in this taste challenge. And I'm calling it like I see it. I'm just telling you, that's the way I feel. It's a winner, a clear and present winner. Thanks for watching this video production.